Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you an NFL Week 1 preview between the Oakland Raiders and the Denver Broncos. Now, the Raiders return to Denver, return to the scene of the crime. I hope Benson and Stabler is coming back out there again, because it could be a situation where the Raiders are going to run the football until they try to stop it. Forcible running the football. If you guys can read between the lines, you know what I mean. Raiders have to come in and run the football until they stop it. They couldn't stop it last year. If things have changed, then you have to make sure they have to prove it to you. So you have to come in and run the football and find ways to get guys like Jacoby Ford, Jones, Tywan Jones, and Denarius Moore to football. Those are young guys with some explosiveness. Find ways to get these guys to football, and that way you can have some success offensively, and it opens up everything else you want to do offensively. Defensively, I look at you guys' defensive line. You guys have to harass Orton throughout the ball game. Make it uncomfortable for him in the pocket. And harassing doesn't necessarily mean sacks. Sacks are great, but you have to make sure you just stay busy around him. He doesn't like bodies around him. Otherwise, he's going to take a look down and just try to step up, and that way you guys can win. But you have to make sure you stay harassing him. And also, 11 guys to the football. Team defense is important, guys. Denver has some explosiveness and guys that can break tackles and can take it the distance. And, Leckler is going to be key, guys. Make the Broncos drive the length of the field in this ball game. You guys can have some success if you make the Broncos prove they can consistently move the ball throughout the ball game. So Leckler is going to have to be a key with those high punts, pinning these guys deep back there on their half of the field, and see how well you guys defense can do when you're active, fresh, and have a lot of field to work with. Now let's look at Denver in this ball game. Look at what the Broncos bring to the table offensively. Spread the wealth. Make the Raiders cover the entire field. People sleep on what you guys have in Brandon Lloyd and also Eddie Royal and Eric Decker. Those guys, spread the football around. Get those guys involved. Make these guys cover the entire field, and watch how their running game just pops open, and you guys will be able to control the football and play keep away from that Raiders ground game. Also, ball security is key. Protect the football. Turnovers what really doomed you guys last year. You got down early because you turned the football over. Dictate the pace of the game. Make this a passing game. Make the Raiders try to score quick, guys. If you could dictate the pace, make the Raiders offense play up tempo, you guys are going to have a lot of success. Use your pass to set up the run. The Raiders are going to try to sell out against the run. Use that passing game to set up the run, and you can find it easier to run the football with No. Sean Moreno and Willis McGahee. Now, defensively, you want to make Campbell and those wide receivers beat you, guys. Until they prove they can be a consistent passing team, make those guys beat you. Sell out versus the run. And it's all going to fall on the interior of that defensive line if you guys can stop the run this year. And don't be afraid to cheat up in the run game. Try to win on first down. If you cheat up in the run game, you're going to stop the Raiders run. Raiders in third long situation, I take my chances with that. So it's all about you guys stopping the run. Don't get gashed like you did last year, because you don't want to see a situation where you give up umpteen yards in the ground, dual backs go over 100 yards. Sell out versus the run, win on first down, back up that Raiders offense. And that's really the only 3 keys for success for that Broncos defense. Now let's look at some positional breakdowns. And when we do positional breakdowns, we're trying to see who has the edge by position. So let's start with the quarterback play. You look at the quarterbacks in this matchup, I say it's even. Both quarterbacks have flashes of brilliance, and both can frustrate fans and coaches with their play, but you have to say it's even in this matchup. Best running backs, I say it's even again. Although we look at the explosiveness in McFadden, don't sleep on Moreno and also McGahee in this ball game. 2 talented tailbacks, so I say it's a push. Receiving core in this game, you have to go with the Broncos, more consistent, better hands, and they can get open. Lloyd and also Eddie Royal and company. Keep an eye on Decker as well. So I like the Broncos. Best offensive line, I say you have to go with Denver. Clady at the left tackle spot, one of the studs in this league, and they do a great job of protecting up front. So I like the Broncos' offensive line. Defensive line, I say it's even. Both guys can get to the quarterback. I like the Raiders' interior. They have some talent in Bunkley right there in the interior for the Broncos, but I say both matchups are even. Linebackers, I say it's even again. Rolando McClain is outstanding. You look at what they bring to the table in the Broncos. Von Miller is an outstanding player, and also DJ Williams, so they're both even in that matchup. Best secondary, you have to go with Champ Bailey. As long as he's back there upright holding up a 24 jersey, you go with the Raiders. And plus, you go with the Broncos, plus they lost Nnamdi Asomugha. Special teams, you have to go with the Raiders. They have the 2 best kickers in the ball game. And Jacoby Ford is a guy that can break a long run, so they have an outstanding returner as well. The X factor in this ball game, I just mentioned it for the Raiders, the kickers. Janikowski and Leckler put these guys in outstanding situations. And for the Broncos, the X factor is the revenge game. You got punched in the mouth last year by these Raiders. Rivalry game, revenge game, you have to come in and want to take it out on these guys. And the ability to pass with consistency is also the X factor. but I'm still going with the Raiders. I like the ground game. They're going to chew up the clock, and I still want to see the Broncos prove that they can stop the run. For more NFL previews, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL or visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan. And listen to the Football Game Plan radio show, which airs Saturdays 11 a.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.